For decades, Africa's military strength was underestimated, ignored, dismissed, written off. But that story is changing, and it's changing fast. Across the continent, armies are expanding, weapons are becoming more advanced, training is tougher, defense budgets are rising. Some African nations now field forces capable of defending their borders, projecting power, and shaping regional security. Others are building quietly, preparing for threats most people don't even see coming yet. So the question is no longer whether Africa has strong militaries. The real question is this: which African countries have the strongest military forces right now? Today, we rank the top 15 African countries with the most powerful militaries based on manpower, equipment, air power, naval strength, combat experience, and regional influence. This isn't about hype. It's not about headlines. This is about real capability. Let's begin. At number 15 on our list is Mozambique, a country that did not build its military for show. You see, Mozambique's military has been shaped by real pressure, and today, Mozambique has about 11,000 active soldiers, supported by roughly 3,000 paramilitary forces. That may sound small compared to bigger African armies, but these numbers alone don't tell the full story. In the air, Mozambique operates a modest force of about 23 military aircraft. This includes fighter jets, attack aircraft, and helicopters mainly used for surveillance, troop movement, and rapid response. On the ground, Mozambique fields around 60 tanks, more than 3,400 armored and support vehicles, over 100 artillery pieces, and several rocket launch systems. At sea, the country has invested heavily in patrol capability. Mozambique operates about 36 naval vessels, mostly patrol boats, designed to secure its long Indian Ocean coastline and protect strategic ports and offshore energy infrastructure. Its annual defense budget is estimated at around $480 million. So why does Mozambique make this list? Simply because its military is no longer passive. It is focused on protecting critical national assets, responding quickly to security threats, and maintaining control over strategic territory. Mozambique may not be Africa's biggest military power, but it is one of the most purpose-driven, and that is why it earns the number 15 spot. At number 14 is Tanzania. Tanzania's military strength comes from discipline, structure, and geography. This is a country that borders 8 other nations. That alone demands a serious military posture. Tanzania has about 25,000 active duty soldiers, supported by around 6,500 paramilitary personnel. Its armed forces are built for territorial defense, border security, and regional stability. In the air, Tanzania operates roughly 38 military aircraft. This includes fighter jets and helicopters used for air defense, transport, and support missions. On land, Tanzania is stronger than many people realize. It operates around 200 tanks, more than 8,400 armored and support vehicles, over 200 artillery systems, and a significant number of rocket launchers. These numbers give Tanzania strong ground capability for its rank. At sea, Tanzania maintains about 12 naval assets, mainly patrol vessels, focused on protecting its coastline, ports, and maritime trade routes. Its annual defense budget is estimated at about $1.4 billion. Now, what makes Tanzania dangerous is not aggression, it is consistency. The military is professional, well-organized, and designed to hold ground rather than seek conflict. It plays an important role in peacekeeping and regional security cooperation. And in today's Africa, that kind of military strength matters. That is why Tanzania takes the number 14 position. Number 13 is Chad, and its military is not built on comfort. Rather, it is built on hard ground, heat, and experience. Chad has around 40,000 active military personnel, supported by about 12,000 paramilitary forces. That manpower is shaped by one thing above all else: constant exposure to conflict zones. Chad's air force is small but functional. It operates about 32 military aircraft, including fighter aircraft and attack planes, mainly used for ground support and counterinsurgency missions. On land, Chad fields roughly 40 tanks, over 1,000 armored and support vehicles, and more than 250 artillery systems, including rocket launchers. These forces are designed for mobility, fast movement, rugged terrain, and quick strikes. At sea, Chad has no navy because it doesn't need one. Its military focus is land-based, built for desert, border regions, and internal security. Chad's annual defense budget is estimated at around $350 million. So why does Chad rank this high? Because Chad's soldiers are among the most battle-tested in Africa. This is a force shaped by real combat conditions, not training simulations. In African military rankings, experience matters, and Chad has plenty of it. That's why it takes the number 13 spot. At number 12 is Kenya, whose military strength comes from balance. It's not too small and not overstretched, just solid, modern, and ready. Kenya has about 24,000 active military personnel, supported by roughly 5,000 paramilitary forces. Its forces are structured for both homeland defense and regional operations. In the air, Kenya operates around 107 military aircraft. This includes fighter jets, transport planes, and a strong helicopter fleet used for rapid deployment, surveillance, and strike missions. On the ground, Kenya fields around 76 tanks, more than 2,000 armored and support vehicles, and over 200 artillery systems, including rocket launchers. This gives Kenya a flexible ground force that can operate across different terrains. At sea, Kenya maintains about 18 naval assets, including patrol vessels and offshore security platforms. These are critical for securing the Indian Ocean coastline and protecting shipping lanes. Kenya's annual defense budget stands at approximately $1.3 billion. But what makes Kenya different is professionalism. Its military emphasizes training, command structure, and coordination between land, air, and naval forces. Kenya also has significant experience in regional security operations and counter-terror missions. Clearly, this is not a force designed just to exist. It is designed to operate, and that operational balance is why Kenya holds the number 12 position. Libya once held one of the largest military stockpiles in Africa. That alone tells you something. At its peak, Libya built a force designed not just to defend borders, but to project power across North Africa and the Mediterranean. Even today, despite years of internal division, Libya still ranks inside Africa's top 15 strongest militaries. It currently has around 30,000 active soldiers, supported by a large number of armed units operating under different commands. In the air, Libya remains impressive on paper. It operates over 150 military aircraft, including fighter jets, attack aircraft, and transport planes. Of course, not all are operational at the same time, but the capacity exists. On the ground, Libya fields hundreds of tanks, thousands of armored vehicles, and a large artillery inventory built up over decades. This gives Libya one of the heaviest land force profiles in Africa for its rank. At sea, Libya maintains a Mediterranean naval presence, including patrol vessels tasked with securing long coastlines and critical energy infrastructure. Libya's defense spending is estimated at around $3 billion, one of the higher budgets on the continent. So why is Libya not ranked higher? Because military power is not just about equipment, it is about unity and command control. Libya has strength, but that strength is divided. Still, no serious African military ranking can ignore Libya, because if its forces were ever unified under a single command, Libya would instantly jump several places higher. That latent power is why Libya holds the number 11 position. Tunisia has achieved something rare in modern Africa. It has built a disciplined, professional military focused on efficiency rather than size. That alone makes it stand out. Tunisia currently fields about 35,000 active military personnel, supported by paramilitary forces focused on internal security. Its military doctrine is built around rapid response, counter-terrorism, and border control. In the air, Tunisia operates over 150 military aircraft, including fighter jets, transport planes, and a strong helicopter fleet used for surveillance and rapid deployment. On land, Tunisia fields hundreds of armored vehicles, artillery systems, and well-trained ground units designed for fast, coordinated operations. This is not a heavy tank army. It is a smart response force. At sea, Tunisia maintains a capable Mediterranean naval force, including patrol vessels that secure trade routes and coastal zones. Tunisia's annual defense budget is estimated at around $1.1 billion. But what truly sets Tunisia apart is consistency. Its military is known for discipline, coordination, and professionalism. That is why Tunisia breaks into the top 10. Surprisingly, Sudan has one of the largest and most deeply rooted military institutions in Africa. For decades, the Sudanese military shaped politics, borders, and regional security across Northeast Africa. Even today, despite internal crises, Sudan remains a heavyweight on paper. Sudan has over 100,000 active military personnel, backed by tens of thousands of paramilitary forces. That sheer manpower alone places it among Africa's largest armed forces. In the air, Sudan operates around 190 military aircraft. These include fighter jets, attack aircraft, transport planes, and helicopters used for ground support and logistics. On the ground, Sudan fields over 400 tanks, thousands of armored vehicles, and a large artillery inventory built for conventional warfare. This gives Sudan one of the strongest land force profiles in Africa. At sea, Sudan maintains a Red Sea naval presence, focused on coastal security and protecting strategic maritime routes. Its annual defense budget is estimated at over $2 billion. So why is Sudan not higher on the list? Because strength is more than size. Internal divisions and command fragmentation reduce how effectively that power can be used. Still, when it comes to raw military capacity, soldiers, equipment, and firepower, Sudan remains one of Africa's most formidable forces. The Democratic Republic of the Congo is not just a country, it is a continent-sized battlefield, and its military reflects that reality. The DRC has around 134,000 active military personnel, making it one of the largest armies in Africa. Its forces are spread across vast territory, dense forests, mountains, and long borders with 9 countries. In the air, the DRC operates about 50 military aircraft, mainly focused on transport, surveillance, and limited strike capability. On the ground, the DRC fields dozens of tanks, thousands of armored and logistical vehicles, and significant artillery assets. But the true strength of the Congolese military lies in scale and endurance. This army is built to operate across enormous distances and extremely difficult terrain. At sea, the DRC has limited naval forces, mainly operating on rivers and lakes rather than open oceans, a unique feature compared to most militaries. Its defense budget is estimated at around $800 million. So why does the DRC rank as high as number 8? Because controlling the Congo means controlling one of the most strategic spaces in Africa. Its size, population, and geographic depth give its military enormous regional significance. If the DRC stabilizes and modernizes further, its military potential could push it even higher. That latent power is why it sits at number 8. Angola holds one of the most powerful conventional militaries in southern Africa, and it didn't get there by accident. Angola's armed forces were shaped by decades of war, which forced the country to build heavy land power, strong air capability, and long-term military structure. Today, Angola has around 107,000 active military personnel, supported by paramilitary forces that boost internal security. That puts it among Africa's larger standing armies. In the air, Angola operates over 280 military aircraft. This includes fighter jets, attack aircraft, transport planes, and helicopters, giving Angola one of the strongest air fleets in sub-Saharan Africa. On land, Angola fields more than 300 tanks, thousands of armored vehicles, and a deep artillery inventory designed for conventional warfare. This is not a light force. It is built to hold territory and deter rivals. At sea, Angola maintains a growing navy, with around 50 naval assets, including patrol vessels tasked with protecting oil infrastructure and long Atlantic coastlines. Angola's annual defense budget is estimated at around $1.7 billion. Morocco has achieved something few African countries have. It has built a modern, well-planned military designed for long-term readiness. Morocco currently fields about 195,000 active military personnel, with large reserve forces backing them up. This gives Morocco both scale and flexibility. In the air, Morocco operates over 250 military aircraft, including advanced fighter jets, surveillance planes, and a strong helicopter fleet. This makes Morocco one of Africa's most capable air powers. On the ground, Morocco fields more than 900 tanks, thousands of armored vehicles, and modern artillery systems. Its land forces are built for mobility, coordination, and sustained operations. At sea, Morocco maintains a strategic navy with around 120 naval assets, guarding both the Atlantic Ocean and the Mediterranean Sea. That dual coastline alone gives Morocco massive strategic value. Morocco's defense budget is estimated at around $5 billion, one of the highest in Africa. But Morocco's real strength is planning and consistent investment, clear command structure, plus steady modernization. Ethiopia's military strength starts with one simple fact. When Ethiopia moves, the entire Horn of Africa feels it. This is one of the most influential armed forces on the continent, not because it seeks dominance, but because of its scale, location, and history. Ethiopia currently maintains around 162,000 active military personnel, making it one of the largest standing armies in Africa. That manpower gives Ethiopia a major advantage in endurance and sustained operations. In the air, Ethiopia operates roughly 80 military aircraft. This includes fighter jets, transport aircraft, and helicopters used for troop movement, logistics, and close support. While not the most advanced air force in Africa, it is functional and battle-experienced. On the ground, Ethiopia fields over 200 tanks, thousands of armored and support vehicles, and a large artillery force. Its land army is built for mountainous terrain, border defense, and long campaigns. Ethiopia has no navy, but that does not weaken its position. Its military doctrine is land-focused, shaped by geography and regional realities. Ethiopia's defense budget is estimated at around $1.2 billion. What truly makes Ethiopia powerful is regional gravity. It borders multiple volatile regions, hosts major political institutions, and it plays a central role in peacekeeping and regional security. Ethiopia does not need to project power far. Its presence alone shapes outcomes. That is why Ethiopia earns the number 5 spot. South Africa is different from almost every other military on this list. Its strength is not built on numbers alone. It is built on professionalism, doctrine, and technical depth. South Africa fields about 75,000 active military personnel, supported by reserve forces. That number is smaller than some countries ranked below it, but quality matters here. In the air, South Africa operates around 220 military aircraft, including advanced fighter jets, transport planes, and helicopters. Its air force is one of the most technically capable in Africa. On land, South Africa operates over 200 tanks, thousands of armored vehicles, and modern artillery systems. But what truly stands out is integration. Land, air, and support units are trained to operate together, not separately. At sea, South Africa maintains one of Africa's most advanced navies. It operates submarines, frigates, and patrol vessels, giving it serious maritime reach along key southern sea routes. South Africa's annual defense budget is estimated at around $3.5 billion. But here's the key point. South Africa is not designed for internal conflict. It is designed for complex missions like peacekeeping, joint operations, and long-range deployments. That level of professionalism places South Africa just outside the top 3, and that is why it takes the number 4 position. Nigeria's military strength begins with one word: scale. Nigeria is Africa's most populous country, and its military reflects that reality. Today, Nigeria fields about 135,000 active duty soldiers, supported by more than 30,000 paramilitary personnel across internal security and border forces. That gives Nigeria one of the largest combined security forces on the continent. In the air, Nigeria operates roughly 150 military aircraft. This includes fighter jets, attack aircraft, transport planes, and helicopters used for surveillance, troop movement, and strike missions. Nigeria's air force plays a critical role in covering vast territory and responding quickly to threats. On land, Nigeria fields over 200 tanks, thousands of armored vehicles, and a large artillery force. These assets are constantly in use, giving Nigerian forces real operational experience, not just training drills. At sea, Nigeria maintains one of the strongest navies in West Africa. It operates over 80 naval assets, including patrol vessels and offshore ships used to secure the Gulf of Guinea and protect vital oil infrastructure. Nigeria's annual defense budget is estimated at around $2.6 billion. But what truly defines Nigeria's military is constant engagement. This is a force that operates under pressure every single day. It adapts, learns, and it remains central to regional security in West Africa. That combination of size, experience, and regional influence earns Nigeria the number 3 spot. Algeria is not just a military power, it is a fortress state. Algeria fields around 130,000 active military personnel, backed by one of the largest reserve forces in Africa, numbering in the hundreds of thousands. This gives Algeria massive depth in times of crisis. In the air, Algeria operates over 550 military aircraft, including modern fighter jets, transport planes, and helicopters. This makes Algeria one of the strongest air powers on the African continent. On the ground, Algeria fields more than 1,400 tanks, thousands of armored vehicles, and a deep artillery inventory. Its land forces are designed for defense, deterrence, and sustained warfare. At sea, Algeria maintains a capable Mediterranean navy with over 80 naval assets, including submarines, frigates, and patrol vessels. This gives Algeria serious maritime reach beyond its borders. Algeria's annual defense budget is estimated at over $9 billion, one of the highest in Africa by far. But what truly sets Algeria apart is self-reliance. It emphasizes domestic military production, strict border control, and long-term strategic planning. Algeria does not rush, it prepares. And that disciplined, heavily armed posture places Algeria firmly at number 2. Egypt stands alone at the top, not just in Africa, but among the most powerful conventional militaries in the world. Egypt's military strength is built on scale, balance, and geography, a combination no other African country can match. Egypt fields over 440,000 active military personnel, supported by hundreds of thousands of reserve forces. That alone gives Egypt unmatched depth. In the air, Egypt operates more than 1,000 military aircraft. This includes modern fighter jets, attack aircraft, surveillance planes, transport aircraft, and one of the largest helicopter fleets in Africa. Egypt's air force is not symbolic. It is fully operational, layered, and battle-ready. On the ground, Egypt fields over 4,000 tanks, tens of thousands of armored vehicles, and one of the largest artillery forces on the continent. This is heavy, conventional power designed for sustained warfare. At sea, Egypt operates the strongest navy in Africa. It maintains over 200 naval assets, including submarines, frigates, corvettes, amphibious assault ships, and patrol vessels. Egypt controls access to both the Mediterranean Sea and the Red Sea, and it sits beside one of the most strategic waterways on Earth, the Suez Canal. That position alone gives Egypt global military relevance. Egypt's annual defense budget is estimated at over $10 billion, the largest in Africa. But numbers are only part of the story. Egypt's military is integrated. Land, air, and naval forces train together. Command structures are unified, logistics are mature, and doctrine is long established. This is not a military learning on the job. It is a military built over decades for national survival and regional dominance. That is why Egypt consistently ranks as Africa's strongest military. What do you think about this list? Let us know in the comment section below. Don't forget to like this video, drop a comment, and subscribe to our channel.